Hi there, everyone. This is Sheila Kennedy, and I am with Professional Notary Services and New York Notary Alliance. And today we are going to keep you in the know. We are here with Curtis Harkness of 35 Creatives, and he is a marketing expert that's had a very interesting experience with notaries in particular. So I would like to, without further ado, welcome Curtis.
Thank you so much, Sheila. I appreciate it. I'm super excited.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for being here. We have had the pleasure of working with you for, I don't know, probably a year or so now, and it has just been wonderful to learn about you and what your team does and what they've done for us. They've built the PNS website. And so tell me or tell that our readers or our viewers what it is that you do specifically.
Yeah, no, of course. And it has definitely been a pleasure working with you all. You all are responsive, you're on top of things, detail oriented, all the things that you want in a partner account that you're working with. So here at 35 Creatives, we are your marketing go-to. So we do your digital marketing that includes social media, website, strategy. And then we also are able to do the creative side. So anything with graphic design, video, content creation, which allows us to start from your strategy and then inform every single piece of marketing moving forward, which then saves you money, saves you time, and it also makes it more effective because you know who you're speaking to. And you all got to go through that process with us when we did your website, which helped us also learn a lot about notaries, which is really cool.
Nice. That's awesome. And we are, again, like I said, extremely grateful. So little plug, if you're interested, need some website work or digital marketing work, go see our friends. But here's the thing, Chris, did you know a whole lot about notaries before you started working with us last year?
I knew everything I needed to know that I thought I needed to know about notaries, and that was not enough. Just because I hadn't really used a notary maybe twice in my entire life, and so that is as you become an adult, I like to say you start needing notaries more and more because it's something that I really like that I learned was notaries are needed in a lot of life like changing moments. And so that was something that, really, really good to learn.
And it hit home a little bit more specifically for you just kind of recently, actually. Would you mind sharing that
Oh,
story about?
oh, yeah. I'm still going through it too, by the way. This is the update. So we recently, I think me and my wife recently got married. And we did our, had the small ceremonies, not the big one, but we did a small intimate ceremony. And our officiant is amazing. He's licensed, has everything. And he's like, all right, great. Let me, get the paperwork from the office, from the courthouse and everything. Well, we did everything. He signed. We went to the courthouse and their notary, like courthouse clerk, didn't read the paperwork. And she just started stamping things and then charged us. And literally I have about 12 people, probably 13 people in the room, right, at the courthouse,
Yeah.
and the notary clerk did not pay attention, ended up messing up the paperwork. Then they had, oh, don't worry about it, we're gonna get it fixed, we'll send it to the supervisor. A month later, as we're waiting, we called the head place in Florida, and a lot of runaround. A month later, we found out they can't find anything in the system. So we have to go back to the courthouse. This was last week. This is the 25th of August was when we did everything and had everybody there. We went back to the courthouse last week to have to pick up the paperwork again, to then go back to the officiant to have him sign it. And then now I have to go back to the courthouse to drop it off. And I'm going to watch them like a hawk because if they, were very paying attention, they would have seen that, oh, I don't need to stamp this. An officiant signed it. They're good to go. However, yeah, they didn't do that. So the importance of having the right notary or clerk is very key because
Yeah.
I could have did it with you guys online, and boom, 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 would have been done, and it would have been submitted, and I wouldn't have to worry. But that those are
Very
things
true.
that you learn
Yes.
as you get older.
Yes. Well, I hate that you had that experience, but I'm not gonna lie. I love being able to, use that as an illustration of
Oh yeah.
how important it is to have a notary that is experienced, that
Hmm.
is um, educated, that understands the notarial process, and all of those things, which is something that PNS obviously works really hard to make sure that our notaries, our team of mobile notaries, which is over 1,100, is well versed in. And you mentioned something else, which is really important, is that you could have used remote notaries that are online, and that is such a fantastic service to be able to provide. And we would have most graciously love to be able to support you in that, of course, but it is super important. And so sometimes we kind of tout all of the benefits of mobile notaries and remote online notarizations and things like that, but this story really hits home how important it really is and what a valuable service it can be, and to really know what your notaries are doing, and because it can cost you and it can mess up things, and it's not just real estate documentation and loan signings. This had nothing to do with real estate, and yet it was
Mm-mm.
super important for you to be able to have somebody that could do the right, things by you and your wife.
Yeah, yeah. No, and that's very key. I mean, I have a lot of real estate friends, and it's actually really cool. Some of my friends have actually used PNS, and they were like, dude, it was the best. It was super simple, like in and out. So, outside of myself, you know, working with you all, I do have people who've used you all, and they came back to me
Mhm.
after our referral to it. It was amazing, and that's the thing of most people have no idea what notaries do. They have no idea how to work with a notary. They just like, oh, I gotta go to the bank. But
Right.
even then, it's like you have to do all these things, and so it's really, I say, comforting, to say, okay, great, I can go to PNS. I can have them come to me, or if I'm remote somewhere,
Right.
doing a deed and a lease, or even adopting children. Like my godmother adopted 6 children when I was really really young, and you have to have a
Wow.
notary at every one of those. And so that's
Yeah.
something that, back then it wasn't as easy. It's about
Right.
17 years ago. But, it was something where she had to go with two place and have,
Hmm.
so it was
Hmm.
really, really good to, what you all are doing with
Yeah.
technology, and also like this crazy network that you have, which just makes it easier to, live your life without having to worry about, I got to find a notary.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for that. And okay, so Curtis, there's a lot of notaries that own their own businesses and that are maintaining their own websites, and they're maintaining their own digital footprint and all of those good things. And they don't belong to, like a signing loan company or, that kind of thing. So if they were to start out on their own, or realize, like from our conversation today, how important it is to be able to market themselves, you have any suggestions for them on what they can do to create a better digital footprint?
Yeah, no, 100%. It can be very challenging. It's a lot to do, and we have companies like myself and others that come in, and we help do that with you all, especially. But if you're just starting out, or if you have your own business, the best thing to do, is number one, if you're doing social media, provide value. Don't just say I'm a notary. Get your thing signed by me. Figure out value. What value can you bring? And notaries bring a lot of value, because people usually don't know they need a notary till it's too late. So you can educate them, right, and provide that value, which is one thing. The second thing is, make sure you're on LinkedIn. Make sure your LinkedIn is clean. Make sure it's optimized, because people are on LinkedIn for business. You're a notary. Most business people can find you, and I know somebody, and it's all about being where your people need to find you. And then the last thing is your website. Your website doesn't have to be 50 to 100 blogs. It doesn't have to be 50 pages. just have it clean, have it optimized where they can clearly get to you, they can clearly figure out what you offer and the value that you provide, and they can clearly book you or book a consultation. So those are my top three things, and I make it sound so easy with social media because you have to create content, but you have an iPhone, you have an Android, they're all great cameras, they have great mics, set it up, put it on the stand. You have to invest a little bit. And there's apps out there that you can do simple content. But if you are really looking to invest, reach out to a firm like 35 Creatives that you can find a way to build content together and they can put out a good amount of content for you. So that way you don't have to do all the work and you can focus on getting more leads and everything else as a notarization or whatever your goal is to grow for that business.
That's awesome. Good, great suggestions. And yes, it can get a little overwhelming. So of course, come visit our friends at 35 Creatives because they will definitely take care of you. However, it is something that you can do, but it isn't something
Yeah.
that is just one and done, right, Curtis? Like the importance of consistency and showing up and it can't be underscored enough that it's not just, oh, I'm going to throw up a landing page or a website or, a scheduling link and just hope that people are going to come and
Yeah.
find me. And that's usually not the way it works. You have to show up. And yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's with anything. If you don't show up, if you're not consistent, how can you win, right? If you're a notary and you're not consistent, on time, early, consistently, knowing how to notarize a certain document or the different processes, why would I continue? And it's just the same thing with the marketing of your business. If you're not consistent, you're going to spend money either way. People are like, I don't want to spend money. Well, you're either going to spend it up front to build your funnels where people can start to come in, they know who you are, you build that up,
Mhm.
takes investment, or you're going to spend it on the back end paying for leads. Okay, hey, company here, give me 5,000 leads, and I'm just going to have to cold call or go through or whatever it is. You're going to spend the money, or you just might not make the money. And that's the thing is, you people buy what they know, and they don't
Mhm.
they don't just go to a notary if they know you, if they feel like they know you. They don't even never have met you, Sheila. But if I see Sheila online and she's giving me tips, and I'm like, man, she knows what she's talking about, and she has people that like this content right here. I'm going to then say, okay, I trust Sheila enough to reach out to PNS because I am buying Sheila, I am buying Marcy, I am buying PNS because I trust them. You offer the same service as somebody else. I'm same as me. I offer marketing. Other people offer marketing, but why would they choose us? It's because there's a connection. They've seen us, they trust us, and it's your customer service at the end of the day. And if notaries need to do that, you need to make sure you're doing it in your marketing so that way people can trust you.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. I am, I don't know that you know this. Now, I know that the courthouse was probably a really easy place to go and it was a, central location. But, there are some notaries that are also wedding officiants, that there is a certification that they can get that to become a wedding officiant. So we could have taken care of that as well.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
We were like, "Hey, friend, you're an
absolutely.
officiant. Can you do it?" And he's like, "Yeah, I can help you out." But that's the thing is, if I don't know that, and so it's like I know there's a lot of people who don't know that, so they're all trying to figure out and going to the courthouse. Nothing against the courthouse, but
Yeah,
sometimes it just takes longer. Sometimes it's just they do a lot. It's more than just officiant stuff. Their wedding stuff. So
right.
their minds are doing a lot of different things, and so it's something that's something you could definitely push and let people know because
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I just had 5 different people got married, like couples at my church, and it's like boom,
Yeah.
5 couples going, and I'm like, this is within less than was it, 2 months, 2 or 3 months, and
Yeah.
we have another 3 weddings coming up, and then I'm like, wow, like this is something that weddings never stop, which is a great thing.
Right.
So if you're a notary and you're like, hey, I want to get on this wedding game, start reaching out, building
Yeah.
building content that's going to offer that value of letting people know, young couples, hey, you don't
Right.
have to worry. I can take care of everything, and you can get married wherever you want. Like you can go to the middle of nowhere, Alaska, as long as you have some internet, and I can, virtually
Yeah,
do the whole thing. It's crazy what you can do with technology.
I
And
know.
so that's something that, if you push that out there, people will bite because everybody's
Hmm.
moving around. Everybody wants a unique experience. And sometimes these weddings or ideas are places where you can't just go to the courthouse, or you might be in a different country and it's just easier to have
Hmm.
virtual, boom, get it done.
Yep. And our mobile notaries can actually be in your location as
That's
well,
another thing. That's
right?
another thing. And
So,
that's the best part. You can go virtual, you can go mobile, and you don't have it does you're not limited. That's the thing. You're not
yeah,
PNS makes it where it's not limited to have to go to a bank, have to go to a this
right.
to get it. They can come to me, which is awesome. And as long as the notary likes driving a little bit, it's all good to go.
It's all good. Well, Curtis, it has been so great to talk to you today. Thank you so much for sharing your expertise and your story with us. Because I think it's really good for people to hear that there is value and that there is a whole. Like we think that there is so much information that's being pushed out about what notaries do and how they can serve and things like that. But clearly, there is not. And so, notaries, if you're listening, hey, if these are services that you provide for people, make sure you're letting people know that. Okay.
Yeah,
But
and
thank you
real
so
estate. You
much,
guys do a
Curtis.
lot of real estate. I have a lot of real estate friends. A lot of people became real estate agents in the last 3 years. They don't have notary. So that's
Yeah.
another thing,
Yep.
definitely go make friends with
Absolutely.
those real estate. They're doing deals
Absolutely.
every day.
Yep, absolutely. I so appreciate that. Well, Curtis, thank you so much for being with us today, and I hope you have an amazing day.
Thank you so much, Sheila. I hope I do too. I got to go turn this paperwork in tomorrow. So
Well, good luck with that. All
thank
right.
you.
Take care.
Have a good one.